What do you want to do, dude? Do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? What do you want when it's over?
It's a good question. I think the move is Tibetan sky funeral.
What's up?
Do you know the Tibetan sky funeral?
No, dude.
That's the move.
What is that?
The move is they take your body, no embalming, they cut you up, and they bring you to the top of a mountain where they chop you up and feed you to vultures while everybody watches.
Why?
And the vultures know that that's what you're there for because they feed people to these vultures all the time. And so the vultures just eat the people.
Why do you want that?
It's a ritualistic tradition. Well, at least my body will be useful.
Right.
Goes back to nature.
I guess.
Let's go to Tibetan sky funeral.
Joe.
So this is a Tibetan sky funeral. So look at all these vultures just kind of chilling because they know that people are bringing over bodies. Let's look. They're fighting over big chunks.
That's like a chunk of a human.
So they're cutting chunks of hair and meat and all these different pieces. And so I don't know how much they're going to show in this.
Here's one. I'll skip ahead to this 45-second video.
Yeah. So this is a human body that they've left there. I don't know how much you can see.
Oh, I guess we would assume it's human too. We don't know that. It could be something else. Maybe
could. I think it's mostly people. Those are people's bodies laying there.
Yeah.
It looks like it at least. And they take them, they take their clothes off, they chop them up, and then the vultures eat them, and everybody watches.
And this is how you want to, this is it for Joe, this is Joe Rogan.
How would you want to do it?
Burn me up, dude.
Burn me.
Well, because I don't want to take up any more space. I already took up enough space while I'm here.
Look at you.
No, I mean it in the sense
climate
that like,
change, too many people.
No, fuck that. Not because
World
of that.
Population.
Well, just because it's like, what do you don't need me around anymore. I'm going to take up any more fucking. My grandfather used to say, "Land is for the living." He was like, "Fucking cemeteries are bullshit." He's like,
weird.
He's like, "Land's for the living." You don't need that. You're gone. You did it. Fuck off.
Do you think there's probably got to be a lot of people that are eyeing that big ass cemetery in L.A. and going, you know how much this is worth,
brother? The Hollywood Forever Cemetery, or no.
Well, that's one. That's where they do movies and stuff.
Yeah, what's the one I'm thinking of?
The one near the 405.
I know it's huge.
It's huge, and it's prime real estate.
It's beautiful.
Is it a veteran cemetery?
Part of it, there is a veteran part. Hollywood
Forest Lawn.
Forest Lawn.
That's
Damn.
it. Yeah.
Part of it is, and then the other part of it is people. Just fucking Mike and Jane.
That land. What's that?
It's privately owned.
Yeah, it is.
That land's got to be worth billions.
Well, there's multiple. You know where Michael Jackson's, like, he's above Glendale, right? Like, there's Forest Lawn has multiple there are multiple parts to the cemetery, but there's like a ton of famous people buried by the Glendale Temple, I think. You know who's buried? This is funny. I don't even. This popped into my brain. My dad's old house was in a neighborhood in Chicago, and across the street literally from his house was an old cemetery, and a bunch of old famous gangsters were apparently buried there. Like right across from his house was Jack Ruby.
Whoa.
Do you know who that guy is? He's the guy that shot Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, of course.
He was buried across the street from my dad, and I was reading up about him because I was like, I want to know more about. I think his name was like Jack Rubenstein or something like that. But all about his motives, and then there was all these conspiracy theories about even people didn't even think he might not be the one that killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, he definitely killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, right. But then they say
video.
That he shot him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there was people said that's not what killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, that's definitely what killed him.
But he didn't die on the spot, right?
No, he didn't die on the spot.
Right.
But I mean, he shot him in the guts.
Right. He went right. But it was a 22.
No.
Right?
I don't think so.
Look up how Jack Ruby shot Lee Harvey
like
Oswald.
A 38. Yeah. What did he use? I don't believe he used.
Oh, well, that is bigger than I thought.
That looks like a 38 to me.
It's pretty small.
It's not really though.
Is the arm in the way, or did he already shoot him by then?
I think he
had shot him by then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like right in there.
Oh yeah, you're probably just curling it from the shot.
Just Google what kind of gun Jack Ruby used to kill Lee Harvey Oswald.
But yeah, that headstone's right across the street from my dad's old house. I mean, he's not obviously, he moved away from there, but.
Do you know Jack Ruby was connected to MK Ultra?
What?
Yeah.
How?
Jolly West, the head guy from the CIA from MK Ultra, went to visit Lee Harvey Oswald after he shot. Went to visit Jack Ruby after he shot Lee Harvey Oswald, and after Jolly West left, Jack Ruby was insane. He went insane. He was hiding underneath his bunk. He was saying that they're burning the Jews alive and millions are dying. Like he gave him acid.
Well, yeah.
He dosed him up,
tripped him out
while he was inside. After he had shot Lee Harvey Oswald, and shortly after that, he died of cancer.
Yeah, cancer like riddled his body. I was reading about him. It like lit it, and it came like out of nowhere. Like
they probably gave him a little shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up shot.
Gave him a little shut the fuck up shot.
Because they were like, oh no, man, he got cancer overnight. You're like, what? It was all over his body.
Yeah.
But before he was okay, totally.
They probably just force fed him radiation.
Something. They gave him
radiation
something.
with his acid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that MK Ultra thing, there's a book on it called Chaos by Tom O'Neill. It's an amazing book. He was Greg Fitzsimmons' next door neighbor for like 20 years.
What?
And he'd been working on this one book. Started off as a magazine article, and as he started researching the magazine article, it just got deeper and deeper. He found out more inconsistencies and more things that were fucked up. And then he eventually realized that Charles Manson had been visited by Jolly West in prison, and that they had experimented with Charles Manson with crowd control and mind control and cult control methods, and they provided him with LSD most likely, and most certainly got him out of jail every time he got arrested afterwards. People would have arrested Charles Manson for all sorts of shit while he was on parole. They should have put him in jail for the rest of his life. They were like, well, he's above our pay grade. We're being told to let him go. So they would just let him go. And then he would go out and run these hippies and have them murder people. And this is at the time where they were trying to infiltrate the hippie movement. The same way the FBI tries to infiltrate these fucking wacky militias and get them to go kidnap the governor of Michigan.
Yeah.
Back then, they would dose people up with acid and get the hippies to go murder people. They're like, this is a great way to crack down on the anti-war movement. Great way to crack down on the hippies. Get everybody terrified of this young movement of these flower children. And they're not so peaceful after all. Matter of fact, they're fucking murderers. So they literally got a murderer in prison, got a crazy psychopath in prison in Charles Manson, taught him how to run a cult, taught him how to control people with LSD, and then supplied him with LSD and sent him out in the world.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's trippy as
It's an
fuck.
amazing book, man. The book's great because it's very detailed, as you can imagine, because Tom worked on it for 20 fucking years.
And how many has he written outside of that?
I don't think any.
That was the one.
I think that's his big book.
That's the one.
He's working on a second book because he had so much data just from that one case that I think he's working on a second book right now.
What's it called?
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah. It's wild. It's really interesting stuff, man.
38.
38.
38.
Coke.
Yeah. The most famous gun in the world. An original bullet shot from the most famous gun in the world.
Someone
Jack
knows it.
Ruby, Colt Cobra, 38 Special. Yeah, see, I know my guns.
But look at it. It says 435 out of
Well,
5,000.
they shot bullets out of it, I think, to sell.
Yeah, that's
They
what
shot
to make money.
5,000 bullets out of
Yeah.
it to sell. How many
Someone
dummies like, I want that bullet? Shot that son of a bitch, Lee Harvey Oswald, who definitely acted alone.
Yeah, he was by himself.
Brian, give me that bullet.
I want to shoot a gun, shoot something. That is so funny. They had a meeting about it. They're like, should we just shoot bullets out of that fucking thing and sell them? Someone's like, yeah, some dummy will buy that shit.
Why they only do 5,000? They should do it every year.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Do it
People
till the
keep buying
product runs
them.
out. Yeah.
What are you, crazy? The gun still works.